Thank you. I first want to introduce the staff of the Education and Law Project. This is policy advocate Matt Ellenwood. Stand up, Matt. And our policy fellow Tyler Wittenberg. Together we've been trying to do what I think the mission of the Education and Law Project is, which is to ensure not only the constitutional right to a sound basic education, which we believe is a floor, not a ceiling, but ensuring high quality education for low-income students in North Carolina and thereby doing it for all students in North Carolina. So when I started this job, I thought, we would be doing the normal education things like ensuring teacher quality, taking out the importance of high stakes testing, reducing the achievement gap. Turns out that I actually came in to the project not last year, but actually 1953. The schools are being desegregated in Wake County, and the schools that weren't, resegregating, some have not even been integrated at all. So that's an issue that we have to work on. And we're still not giving up on that. We're also having to work on issues like charter schools. And when I started, there was the cap of 100, and until this bill came out, and I'll tell you that we had been thinking about this early. In fact, Tyler had written an op-ed that was published in the Durham Herald Sun on January 23rd, which was 3 days before the session even began, before Senate Bill 8 was even introduced. So we have been thinking about this for a while. But we didn't know what Senate Bill 8 was going to be, and it is quite disappointing. The education is about the free exchange of ideas, not free market principles. Schools aren't businesses, and children are not widgets. We can't use these principles to try to educate children. Some of Senate Bill 8 says that nonprofit institutions, nonprofit corporations have to run it. Now, just because you're a nonprofit corporation doesn't mean somebody can't make a whole lot of money. In the nonprofit world, we call that Schofield money. So, we can't believe that necessarily everybody has altruistic reasons for opening up charter schools. For some, this may be a business, nonprofit owning. We were worried about accountability and oversight early. The DPI only, as you saw, only has 3 people to look over 99 schools. That's not a lot. That's not enough. So to expand the cap, we weren't for lifting of the cap at all. But to remove it or eliminate it, to raise it or eliminate it, would just make it difficult for the 3 people to look over. And what they do is they wait for a complaint before they go out. They don't, they don't have the capacity to go out and monitor these schools. In fact, looking at some of the charter schools, one that I saw was chartered in 1999, didn't get a first consultant visit until 2007. That's not acceptable. And so to want to eliminate a cap when we can barely govern what we have now is dangerous, barely do any oversight. We hear a lot about how great Raleigh Charter High School is, and I'm sure it is. However, they only accept students who are ready for Algebra 1 in 9th grade. That's not innovation, that's elitism. So what we have is a system that's not necessarily going to work. But what we also have is just one attack on public schools. Vouchers are another attack on public schools. The destruction of Smart Start and Ward 4. A recent study came out from Duke, Dr. Ladd, that says that students who live in jurisdictions where Smart Start and Ward 4 are well funded have higher reading levels in the 3rd grade, which is where we first start testing students. Now, and this is not only the students who, and if I'm wrong, not only the students in the counties who attend Smart Start in Ward 4, they just live in the counties. Am I right about that? So, you know, the destruction, you don't need innovation when you already have the innovation. That's innovative right there. If you can get students reading better at 3rd grade by stuff you already have, you don't need to lift the cap. And so, and in addition to the vouchers, it's a small amount of money, it's $2,500, so the students who really need the money can't use it, and the students who get the money don't need it. So we have all of that. So I'm not a gun guy, I don't really know much about them. I know a little bit about buckshot though. And I know the way shotguns work is that you shoot and the buckshot goes in, and that'll destroy you. And so what we're having now as in the attack on public schools is just buckshot. Things are going here, things are going there, but they're just ripping apart public schools. We intend to be part of the fight on that, and we can tell by the fact that you're here that you do too. So I appreciate the time. Thank you.